Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Now look, we all love a bit of financial intrigue, don't we? The whispers of revaluation, the rumors of overnight riches. It's tantalizing, like finding a 20 in your pocket, but instead of a 20, it's potentially life-changing sums of money. However, and this is a big however, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Before you go booking that round-the-world trip based on a blurry WhatsApp message from your second cousin twice removed, let's take a breath. We'll separate the legitimate whispers from the outright fabrications. So, buckle up, grab your skepticism hats, because we're diving into the world of currency revaluations. And as always, we're doing it responsibly. All right, let's kick things off in Southern Africa, shall we? Zimbabwe, a country that knows a thing or two about economic roller coaster rides, has decided to, well, introduce a new roller coaster altogether. They've launched a gold-backed currency, the snappily named ZIG. Now, on the surface, this sounds like something out of a libertarian fever dream, doesn't it? Backing your currency with shiny precious metals. But hold on a minute. Let's not get too carried away. Zimbabwe's history with its currency is, let's just say, complicated. Remember those trillion-dollar Zimbabwean notes? The ones you could wallpaper your house with and still not be able to afford a loaf of bread? Yeah, not exactly a glowing endorsement for currency stability. So the big question is, will this gold-backed gambit be the magic bullet, the economic savior Zimbabwe has been waiting for? Or is it just another chapter in their ongoing saga of monetary mayhem? Honestly, it's too early to tell. We need to see how this plays out, how the ZIG performs in the real world, not just on paper. But as with all things Zimbabwean economy related, I'd advise a healthy dose of caution. Let's see if this golden goose actually lays any eggs. Now let's hop over to the Middle East, shall we? Iraq, a country that's no stranger to headlines, has been making some interesting moves in the financial arena. They've essentially gone into business with the U.S. Federal Reserve, securing a steady supply of those crisp green dollar bills. Now, some might see this as a sign of stability, a vote of confidence in the Iraqi dinar. And sure, on the surface, it does give the impression that the U.S. isn't ready to let the Iraqi economy go belly up just yet. But let's be honest, this deal is more like a financial band-aid than a cure-all. It's a temporary fix, a way to keep the Iraqi economy afloat in a sea of uncertainty. The U.S. isn't doing this out of the goodness of their heart, let's be real. They're protecting their interests, ensuring that Iraq can continue to, buy American goods and services. So what does this mean for the Iraqi dinar? Well, it's not exactly a ringing endorsement of its strength, is it? The Iraqi economy still faces significant challenges, from corruption to political instability. So, while this deal might provide some short-term relief, the long-term outlook for the dinar remains, shall we say, uncertain. All right. Let's shift our focus to the land of pharaohs and pyramids, shall we? Egypt, a country with a history as rich and complex as its ancient ruins, has been grappling with its fair share of economic woes. The Egyptian pound, once a symbol of stability in the region, has taken a bit of a beating in recent years. But fear not, dear viewers, because the financial wizards over at Goldman Sachs have gazed into their crystal balls and declared that a recovery is on the horizon. That's right, they're predicting that the pound will rise from the ashes like a phoenix from, ashes. Now, Goldman Sachs isn't always right, let's be honest, but in this case, they might actually be onto something. Egypt has been implementing some painful but necessary economic reforms, the kind that make you wince but ultimately are for the best. Think of it like a financial colonoscopy. So if Goldman Sachs is right, and that's a big if, then the Egyptian pound could be poised for a comeback. Now, I'm not saying you should go betting the farm on it, but it's definitely a situation worth keeping an eye on. Chapter 4. Vietnam's Dong feeling the heat. Now let's journey over to Southeast Asia, shall we? Vietnam, a country known for its delicious pho and resilient spirit, has been facing some economic headwinds lately. The Vietnamese dong, much like my chances of ever winning a staring contest, has been on a downward trajectory. It's lost a fair bit of value against the US dollar. And that's not exactly ideal, is it? It's like trying to buy a banh mi with monopoly money. So what's behind this dong downturn? Well, it's a combination of factors, really. Global economic uncertainty, US inflation making everyone else sweat a little, and some trade issues that are more complicated than a Vietnamese grammar textbook. Vietnam's trying to navigate these choppy waters, but it's a bit like trying to sail a paper boat in a hurricane. The dong's decline is a reminder that even rapidly growing economies aren't immune to global pressures. It's a wake-up call, a sign that Vietnam needs to adapt and find new ways to stay afloat in an increasingly turbulent world. The dong might be down, but something tells me the Vietnamese spirit will find a way to bounce back. Chapter 5. Venezuela's Petro-P. Rest in pieces, probably. All right, folks, let's talk about Venezuela, a country that's been through the ringer, economically speaking. They tried something bold, something different. They launched a state-backed cryptocurrency called the Petro. On paper, it sounded almost revolutionary. A digital currency backed by oil, one of Venezuela's most valuable resources. It was supposed to be their ticket out of hyperinflation, a way to circumvent U.S. sanctions and revitalize their economy. And you knew there was a but coming, didn't you? It didn't quite work out that way. The Petro failed to gain any real traction, either domestically or internationally. It became a punchline, a symbol of economic mismanagement and government overreach. So, the Petro has gone the way of the dodo, discontinued and largely forgotten. Venezuela's still grappling with hyperinflation, still searching for a way out of its economic quagmire. Chapter 6. The dollar's reign, still going strong. All right, folks, we've covered a lot of ground tonight, from gold-backed currencies to cryptocurrency flops. But amidst all this talk of revaluation and economic shakeups, there's one big question that looms large. What about the US dollar? I mean, it's the big kahuna, the global reserve currency, the one everyone loves to hate but can't seem to live without. Rumors of its demise have been greatly exaggerated, as they say. Despite all the talk of de-dollarization, the greenback is still king. It's like that aging rock star who still manages to sell out stadiums. Sure, it might be past its prime, but it's got staying power. The dollar still dominates international transactions. It's the currency of choice for trade, investment, and even illicit activities. Let's be honest. If you're a drug lord, you're not accepting payment in Venezuelan bolivars. But that doesn't mean the dollar's dominance is set in stone. Countries are looking for alternatives, exploring new ways to reduce their reliance on the U.S. financial system. The rise of digital currencies, the growing influence of China, these are all factors that could chip away at the dollar's dominance. The dollar's reign might not be ending anytime soon, but it's facing some serious competition. Outro, stay informed, stay savvy. So there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour of the ever-changing world of currency revaluations. It's a complex landscape out there, full of twists and turns that would make even the most seasoned economist break a sweat. Remember, before you make any rash decisions based on rumors or hearsay, take a moment to breathe, to consult with trusted sources, and to maybe, just maybe, not believe everything you read on the internet. And hey, if you want more in-depth analysis on a particular country or currency, let me know in the comments. Until next time, stay informed, stay savvy, and remember, it's just money.